Oh yeah, it was millions because he's never worked since. So I think it was in Sid has always been litigious. Is that the word? Litigious?
Litigious.
Litigious. He would sue in a minute. So he got him a good lawyer. And that's actually a simple case. And they had him jump up and he didn't want to, and because he feared that. And he didn't break his leg because he wanted to. He broke his leg because he broke his leg. So, but anyway, and I could never figure out how Johnny Ace advanced as far as he did in the wrestling business.
Oh, it's because
I didn't think he was. I don't think he was such a astute mind about the wrestling business as much as I don't know.
Okay, there's two things.
What do you say?
And I will shut down the podcast after this because I'm starving. As I said on the Friday episode, we shut down this podcast if one of us gets hungry. Johnny was he was originally tagging with Shane Douglas, as you know. Shane was sort of the captain of that team, but they both had degrees. And Johnny was also working for Honeywell before he got into the wrestling business. So he's working in management, then he wrestled, then he ended up going to All Japan, where Mrs. Baba, Giant Baba's wife, loved him. And he was a big star in All Japan for years. And then when he came back to WCW, he ended up in a managerial role, quite a high managerial role. Because, he'd worked in management as well as wrestling, so he seemed like a good candidate, as well as in All Japan in the 90s especially. They had fantastically complicated finishes to a match. So you'd have a 10-minute match and it'd be an 8-minute finish. And Johnny Ace was really good at remembering these elaborate finishes. And then he also, when he came back to WCW, helped do some booking of matches and agenting of matches, and just generally was high up in WCW at the end. And then when WWF bought WCW, Johnny Ace ends up in WWF. He ends up in a position subordinate to Jim Ross as his assistant, and then Jim Ross, I don't know if he gets ousted or he quits or whatever, but I think there may have been a bit of a power play, or it's been suggested there was a bit of a power play to get him out of VP of Talent Relations in the WWE, and Johnny Ace took over. So that's the story of Johnny Ace.
Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. I think I gave quite a good answer there. You were asking.
Yeah. Well, that's what you ask. Somebody goes through this long thing and they say, that's it. And you say, is that it? Is that the story?
Dutch.
But he never affected me as anybody who would come up with a long, drawn-out finish like they would have.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, apparently he's actually very good at it.
Well, and listen, he got to where he got. However he got there, he had to work to do it. So